Gyarados finally puts in the absolute work in today's battle. You're not going to want to miss this. Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battle. Today we're going against Zilma in the OU tier. My opponent's bringing a pretty special team though. It's a mono grounds team, which is really exciting to see. Anyway, go join the Discord server. It's the best place to go for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi battles right now. There's a link in the description down below. And with that being said, let's jump into the team preview. Okay, it looks like we've got ourselves a mono grounds team, which is great for Gyarados. Gyarados really likes this matchup, not gonna lie. So it's a pretty good matchup for us. Mono ground, that's really cool. It makes me want to go into monotypes a bit. So I think we should lead off with Cresselia. No, wait, because they lead off with Toedscruel here and they go for a Spore straight away, don't they? They definitely go for a Spore straight away. So I think we should lead with Scizor. Get a nice and powerful U-turn off on it because Spore's always slow on Toedscruel. And then we go into Rotom because Rotom's doing the least amount of damage to their entire team. I think that's probably a good idea. And the battle begins, so Zilma's going to lead off with the Hippodocus, the Hippowdon, as we lead off with Crimsonite, the Sizzle. So it's not the worst matchup in the world, not the best matchup in the world. Sand is a pain, but you know, it is what it is. I think we go for a U-turn here, definitely, and just to get on out of there, as they probably go for a Stealth Rocks or an Earthquake. So I'm more inclined to go into something like the Gyarados right now. Very inclined to go into the Gyarados. But I'm also thinking get my own rocks up because they're going to be helpful for breaking any potential Focus Ashes. Obviously, they have a Rapid Spinner in the form of the Great Tusk, but you know, it's what it is. I'm also leaning towards the Rotom switch to trick this thing, so I think I will go Rotom. If we can trick the Hippowdon, that'll be ideal. So let's go into Rotom real quick. There we go. Rotom's in. They do go for a Yawn, which is unfortunate, but what can you do? Now, let's go straight for that trick and just trick real quick. So let's see how this works for us. Let's go for a trick. Let's see what they do. If Rotom gets put to sleep, I don't really mind too much. It's not a big deal. So we go for a trick. There we go. Trick a nice and powerful Choice Scarf onto the Hippowdon. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. They get a Choice Scarf. We get a Smooth Rock. So they no longer have Smooth Rock, which is good. They go for a Crunch, which is going to do decent chip damage to us, but not too much. As this next turn, I'm going to get put to sleep, unfortunately. So there we go, Rotom gets put to sleep. Now, what I could do here is I could go into Gyarados. I could start setting up to sweep. I kind of want to... I don't know whether this person's going to play by Sleep Claws or not. So I'm going to just try and wake up with my Rotom, see what they do. They are going to get locked into Crunch, because that's pretty much the only thing they can go for. So Crunch comes through. Decent damage. That's fair enough damage. We're going to get buffed by the Sandstorm. And again, I don't really need Rotom for anything, so I'm going to go for another Overheat, hoping I wake up. We don't wake up, unfortunately. As they go for a Crunch and take out Rotom. So, I mean, we did have ways around this. I mean, we know they're locked into Choice Scarf's Crunch, so we could do stuff with that. But, I mean, Cresselia is weak to it. Scizor doesn't really want to take too much damage. Gyarados can come in. Gyarados can definitely come in. Landorus can come in. I think Landorus is a good one. We get the Stealth Rocks up. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go into Landorus, the Great Stripe. There we go. It apparently looks like... what did it look like again? Looks like a... I don't know. I can't remember what... Someone said it looked like something and I can't remember what it was now. I can't remember what they said. So let's go for a Stealth Rock anyway. Get them up on our side of the field. There we go. They stay in and go for a Crunch. Crunch is going to do minimal damage to the Landorus because we're physically defensive. And we have the Rocky Helmet as well, which is great. So Crunch comes through. Minimal damage. Lowers our defense though, which is could potentially be game changing depending on what they do next. Now I'm thinking Earthquake. Let's go for the Earthquake. There we go. Earthquake comes through. And nearly down is the Hippowdon. So they go for another Crunch. Does a bit more damage because of the defense drop. Rocky Helmet comes through. And Hippowdon goes down. So they played their Hippowdon very aggressively there. Personally, I would have just switched out into something else. Let's go into, like, what? The Gastrodon, for example. The Gastrodon can come in now. Get some Stealth Rock chip, which is always nice. We can go for a Taunt, stop it from getting up Stealth Rocks of its own, but it's probably going to go for an Ice Beam or a Surf, so I'm going to U-turn real quick. They do have the Quick Claw, and they go for Muddy Water, but they miss. So not only did our opponent get lucky there for the Quick Claw activation, we got lucky because it missed. Muddy Water is slightly more powerful than Surf, ever so slightly more, but I would still run Surf just because. So anyway, now what do we do? So we could go into Cresselia, get them Reflecting Light Screen up, that'd be nice. We could go Scizor. I think I'll go the Cresselia option and get the Reflecting Light Screen up. So we'll go Lunaris real quick, there we go. Cresselia comes in. Buffeted by the sandstorm, unfortunately, because of the sandstorm, obviously. Now we go straight for a light screen. No, there we go. Oh, I just went for psychic for some reason. Let's see how much damage it does. Screw it. Oh, it does some decent damage. They go for an earth power. That's not going to affect Cresselia because it levitates. Clearly, this player is unfamiliar with Cresselia, which is fair enough because Cresselia are only... If these guys have only been playing since the start, I'm going to go for a Reflect just in case they go into Crocodile. There we go. Reflect comes through. And then they're going to go for Muddy Water more than likely, yeah? They go for a Recover. So they're going to get their health back, which is fair enough. They want to be at full HP pretty much. We go for a light screen here just to get the light screen up. They do go for the Quick Claw, which is going to activate before we can get the light screen up, so it's going to do a decent damage. They go for a Sandstorm, so there is a Sandstorm set. They really want the Sandstorm to be up, which is weird because they don't have any rock types to benefit from it. And they don't have any sand abusing abilities. I mean, this thing can have Sand Force, I think. But other than that, it's not really doing anything. So let's go Gyarados anyway. Let's go Gyarados. Go Gyarados because they've got Recover, Sandstorm, Earth Power, and Muddy Water. Don't really care for those moves at all. So we can just start setting up Dragon Dances. And if we can get a sweep going with Gyarados, that'd be perfect. This is the last battle we're using this team for. They missed the Muddy Water once again. Funny. They missed the Muddy Water once again. Sandstorm is a pain, but it's whatever. Let's go for that Dragon Dance real quick. There we go, Dragon Dancing up. And hopefully we can get a sweep with Gyarados because that'd be ideal. I love Gyarados so much. And I've been waiting to get it to do work with this team, and it's just been struggling. It's just been struggling. Muddy Water does nothing to us. It does lower our accuracy, though, which is a big potential game changer. Big potential game changer right there. So we'll go for another Dragon Dance anyway. There we go. Want to be at least +2. Want to be at least +2, and then we'll go for an EQ. I'm not going to Terra because it's a Water type, and it's going for Muddy Water. There's the Muddy Water again. Lowers our accuracy again, does it? Not this time. Yeah, that's good. Good. So, let's go for an EQ and see how much damage we're doing if we can hit it. We do hit it, which is great. Ooh, it does a lot of damage. If we'd have terrored there, it would have done a lot more. So the Muddy Water does miss again, which is great. Sandstorm does subside, which is even better. Now we go for another Earthquake and we take this thing out. So there we go, Earthquake comes through. Gyarados gets a KO. That's what we like to see. That is what we like to see. Definitely what we like to see. So Gyarados gets that Moxie boost as well from getting the KO, which is amazing. In comes Fort Ivoire, which is going to be the Great Tusk. If this is physically defensive Great Tusk, it can definitely take a Waterfall. It's +3 though. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. They do Terra. Alright, so they're going to Terra. What type are they going to Terra into though? A Water type maybe? I thought Mono-type teams weren't meant to be able to Terra. They're clearly not playing Smoke on Mono-type, which is fair enough. To each their own. So anyway, Great Tusk is going to Terra into a Ground type, which is going to still not benefit from this Waterfall at all. There we go. Down goes the Great Tusk. It looks like Gyarados is getting a sweep. Looks like Gyarados is getting a sweep. Mono Ground team. That's like the perfect matchup for Gyarados. The perfect matchup for Gyarados. There we go. We get the Moxie, which is great. And the Reflect is going to wear off. I'm just waiting for the accuracy thing to come into effect. So Terra Cruel comes in. This thing comes in. We're going to break that potential Focus Sash, which he probably doesn't have. And is Ice Fang 100% accurate? No, it's not. So is Waterfall our best option? I think so. Let's go for a Waterfall. Waterfall comes through. Should definitely take this thing out. There we go. Down goes the Toedscruel. Down goes the Toedscruel. So now what they really need is... I don't think there's any way... They need us to miss. That's what they need. They need us to miss because of the accuracy drop from Muddy Water that they got. They only got one though. So in comes Crocodile, which is going to be the Crocodile. And the main reason I didn't want to go for Ice Fang is because we already had a accuracy lowered anyway. So let's go for a Waterfall real quick. Waterfall comes through. We miss, which is going to be crucial if they go for a Stone Edge. They go for a Crunch. Takes us out of a critical hit. Oh, the tables are turning. Is this Moxie? I think it is. Yeah, it is Moxie. Because it could be Anger Point for all I know. They are Life Orb, so it's good to know we can still outspeed it with a lot of things. But they've got a Moxie boost now. So we are in a bit of a pickle. I think I have to go Gengar here. We're in a bit of a pickle. They've kind of turned the tables now. That Muddy Water play. That's the shiny custom Gengar, by the way. It's dark like a shadow. But I'm thinking of changing it. So if anyone has any suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. Let's go straight for that Dazzling Gleam. I should have terrored. Should have terrored. Should have terrored. Should have terrored. They go for an EQ. Down. Oh, no, wait. We've got a Focus Sash. Never mind. It's fine. It's all fine. Could have kept the focus sash for the Camerupt, but you know, whatever. As they lose their HP from the Life Orb, which is great. We just go for a Shadow Ball here just in case they switch into Camerupt. They don't. Shadow Ball comes through. Gengar is going to succeed in taking out this Crocodile. However, we can't take out the Camerupt in one shot. So, probably best that we didn't Terra, actually, because, you know, Camerupt's going to come in now, looking all beefy. Nice and powerful. Love to see Camerupt. Really love to see Camerupt. So we go for a Shadow Ball here because it's the best move we've got for it. Shadow Ball comes through. Bomb, bomb, bomb. Does a lot of damage, but they're able to go for an EQ now. And hopefully we get Cursed Body. That'd be nice. Hopefully we get Cursed Body. No Cursed Body. No Cursed Body. So they've still got their EQ. So what do we do to take this thing out? So they've got Shell Bell by the looks of it. Yeah, they have got Shell Bell. So we just go Landorus, right? We just go Landorus. So there we go. Landorus comes in. And Landorus can finish this up. Landorus can finish this up. We get the Intimidate off, which is not going to matter. And we go for the EQ. Taking out the Camerupt. Easily peasily. And that's going to be the game. So GG Zilma. That was a pretty fun game. It was really cool to see Mono Ground. Really makes me want to, you know, do monotypes. That'd be cool. So let me know if you want to see monotypes in the comment section. If you don't, it's fine. If you do, that's cool. I might do it. I might do it. I might do it. So anyway, thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, of course, leave a like, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.